Stop number 7 of the Sunoco Cup Series comes to Texas for the Samsung 500, 34 laps right here at the place to be. Let's take a look at our points going into this event. Keon Shaw with 3 wins in the year, dominating the points right now. Zach Carlson is now in second. Eric Matthews is third. Our Daytona winner, Dylan Kilburn, is in fourth. And Connor Breton, after a not very good performance at Bristol, moves him down to fifth. Then it's Ray Castor, Liam Campbell, Stephanie Naylor moving up to eighth. Dylan Ruiz, our winner at Bristol, is in ninth. And Colin Cropley, our Las Vegas winner, rounds out the top 10. So now with that said, let's go into our starting grid here. 34 laps of racing. And on the pole, qualifying at 187.442 miles an hour, is the number 12 Ray Bestis Brakes Buick of Michael Dawson. And on the outside, also qualifying at 187.442, is the number 8 Snickers Buick of Tim Walsh. Row number 2 will be the number 9 Coors Light Ford of Ray Castor. And on the outside will be our Las Vegas winner, the number 3 GM Goodrich Chevy of Colin Cropley. Row number 3 will be the number 19 Tyson Foods Ford of John Dawson, and the number 18 Interstate Battery Chevy of Connor Breton. Row number 4 will be the number 41 Citgo Buick of Austin Hughes, and the number 90 Splitfire Spark Plugs Ford of Alex Filter. And in row number 4 will be the number 28 Haviland Ford of Keith Batson, and the number 95 Shoney's in Olds of Justin Acosta, who did not qualify at Bristol. Row number 6 will be the aforementioned points leader Keon Shaw and Johnny Gardner, the defending race winner. Row 7 will be Tim Fiegel and Bob Marshall. Row 8 will be Liam Campbell and Daniel Schwab. Row 9 will be Faith Johnson and Josh Osborne. Row 10 will be Eric Matthews and Skyland Carlson. Row 12, Trent Dunham and Nick Baxter. Row 13 will be Chantel Ibarra, Skylar Harris, then Ryan Cooper and Jennifer Hughes, James Qualls and Kathy Cantara, Stephanie Naylor and Sasha Dawson, John Acosta and Jonathan Gators, Levi Shones and Dylan Kilburn, Zach Carlson and Dylan Hughes, Dylan Ruiz, our winner at Bristol, and Dylan Poteet, Alexander Dawson and Fred Christopher, and rounding out the field will be Trey Campbell and Joseph Lombard in the number 1 Autolite Ford. That's your starting grid here at Texas. 34 laps of great racing. We had a great race in the Sunoco Busch Series. Let's see if we can have one in the Sunoco Cup Series, and let's give the command. Fire him up.
Drivers, start your engines!
And it is time. So they'll pull him out of pit road. We'll actually just rush right to the point. We got through the starting grid and everything, so why circle jerk with the rest of the pre-race? The green flag is about to fly here at Texas, the Samsung 500. And it is Michael Dawson with the early jump on things. Ray Castor will follow suit. John Dawson and Austin Hughes will be behind, but here comes Castor right to the inside of Michael Dawson with the help of John Dawson, part of Dawson Family Racing, right there, side by side for second. Austin Hughes making a move up too. We saw the Sunoco Busch Series. It was anybody's race, and it didn't really become clear who was going to win until we got to the final lap. And John Dawson's going to take the lead here, and I think this could be one of those races. There's Keon Shaw, the 3-time winner, making a move up with Keith Batson on the in-between. Austin Hughes has got the lead. Alex Filter follows suit. Colin Cropley battling it out with Liam Campbell. Those two have had a little bit of a feud on and off. Alex Filter, with the help of Keon Shaw, will take the lead and lead a lap. Filter now going to let Keon pass. Tim Fiegel right behind in the number 13. Lyndon Payne's Luna. Liam Campbell right behind in the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. Faith Johnson, Sunoco Busch champion, right behind. In the number 86 C. Ray Boats. Olds. Then it is Eric Matthews in number 43. Famous 43. And it's still. New leader. Fiegel still led that lap, but now it is Liam Campbell leading, but here comes Faith Johnson. Trent Dunham starting to move up into zero. Chantelli Barr, the champ, moving up as well. Connor Breton, Ryan Cooper as well. And it is still. Now Faith Johnson leads with 30 laps to go. Here comes Dunham to the inside, and we're yellow. And you saw what we saw. Tim Walsh was involved. Joseph Lombard. Jennifer Hughes. Looks like Skylar Harris was involved as well. I do believe Trent Dunham won the race back to the line, or Faith Johnson probably won the race back to the line. But let's see what happened with the number 8 of Tim Walsh. Happened right on the front straightaway, the whole thing came about. 4 wide racing right here. Levi Shones, Joseph Lombard, our pole sitter and outside pole, Michael Dawson and Tim Walsh. You saw Dylan Poteet starting to make a move in there as well. But, yep, you see Walsh make a little bit of a touch with Levi Shones. Levi goes into Poteet. They both go in the grass. Joseph Lombard spins. And then you see catching. Kathy Cantara got in it. Same with Jennifer Hughes. Skylar Harris got involved in the Skull Bandit Olds. That's where it all came about. You can get one little more touch for Kathy Cantara on Jennifer Hughes. Let's see where Dylan Poteet, he got off into the grass a little bit for a second. But let's go on board. With Levi Shones, who, actually we'll look at Levi Shones real quick on full play. They both just went off in the grass. They got back into the surface. Everybody else did too. Skyland Carlson getting out of harm's way. Let's go on board with Dylan Kilburn, who a lot of these drivers just getting through the grass. Well, we're not going to be able to go on any, anything major, but we'll watch the wreck as it happened right here. Let's go on board with Tim Walsh now from on board here. Well done, Mike. It's the car going, and they're back in. So now there's Skylar Harris getting back on the racing group. Now let's see where we stand after 7 of 34. Faith Johnson leads, Trent Dunham second, Liam Campbell, Chantelli Barra, Connor Breton your top 5. Then it's Eric Matthews, Ryan Cooper, John Dawson, Tim Fiegel, James Qualls now rounding out the top 10. Then Keith Batson, Daniel Schwab, Keon Shaw, Johnny Gardner, Colin Cropley, Alex Filter, John Acosta, Ray Castor, Zach Carlson, and Justin Acosta. Then it is Dylan Ruiz, our winner at Bristol. Austin Hughes, Alexander Dawson, Stephanie Naylor, Bob Marshall, Josh Osborne, Trey Campbell, Jonathan Gators, Nick Baxter, Fred Christopher, Levi Shones, Dylan Poteet, Skyland Carlson. Then it is Dylan Hughes, Sasha Dawson, Dylan Kilburn, Jennifer Hughes, Michael Dawson, Kathy Cantara, Tim Walsh and Skylar Harris. You can say Joseph Lombard is out of the race because of that wreck. Tough break for the number 1 Autolite Ford. So, we're under yellow. We'll be back to green flag racing. It'll be lap number 9 of 34. So that's... It'll be 26 laps to go. We still got a long way to go. It's still anybody's race. Pace car will eventually turn off right now, and Faith Johnson will lead the field to the green flag. And we're away. Faith Johnson leads. Here comes Liam Campbell. Moving right inside Trent Dunham. Same with Connor Breton on Chantel Ibarra. Here comes Liam. James Walsh making a move on Ryan Cooper in the back. But it's still Faith Johnson leading, but not for long. As here comes Liam to take the number 1 spot. With the help of Connor Breton, the winner, and North Wilkesboro in Season 1. Eric Matthews coming along. Here comes John Dawson and James Quall. James looking for a get healthy day. But it is now green flag, and here comes Eric Matthews. Eric Matthews going to the inside, takes the number 1 spot. Here comes John Dawson, James Qualls. As now now Dawson gets the number 1 spot, but not for long. Here comes that Buick. James Qualls, the number 26, Spiegel, and the number 13, Glidden. Following suit, Daniel Schwab, the Bud Shootout winner, right behind. And it is now Fiegel going to take that lap right from James. James didn't even lead that long. Keon Shaw is going to go into third as leader. There's John Acosta moving up as well in the number 45. Zach Carlson, Ryan Cooper. Daniel Schwab battles with Keon Shaw coming into second. Trent Dunham helping Keon out. It's still anybody's race. James Qualls in the center. Keon Shaw will lead a lap. Not for long. Here comes Dunham again. The help of John Acosta and Zach Carlson, Ryan Cooper, James Qualls, Justin Acosta. And they almost looked like they got really, really tight in there. I almost thought we were going to see something scary. Unfortunately not to be. Zach Carlson gets the number 2 spot. Ryan Cooper is going to make a move for number 3 spot with the help of Justin Acosta. Liam Campbell now making a move, passing James Qualls. We got lap traffic coming up. Skylar Harris, what could this be? And that was not good. He basically just gave Trent Dunham a huge lead. Skylar Harris just stopped Zach Carlson dead in his tracks, and everybody on the inside dead in their tracks, being that lap traffic. And right now, the only cars that have gotten around, had basically been a factor, was Trent Dunham, who has had an incredible lead now. Over a second. Over second spot, Zach Carlson. That was a trump card. James Qualls now they're starting to catch up though. With that, they're now starting to catch up. Dunham has a huge lead now with 20, now make it 19 laps to go. The gap's now starting to close up. It was a second plus these last couple of laps. Zach Carlson now making the move up. John Acosta, James Qualls, John Dawson, Ryan Cooper battling it out with Keon Shaw for 6th. Then it's Liam Campbell, Alexander Dawson, Stephanie Naylor, your top 10. Then it's Josh Osborne starting to move up. Well, let's see where the lap traffic is, all the way back here. Now it's starting to get back into some sort of normalcy. As John Acosta takes the number 2 spot. James Qualls is going for 3rd. And now the gap is closed up for Trent Dunham. Without anybody drafting, he was losing ground. Qualls is going to take the number 2 spot. John Dawson is going to take number 3. Dunham's lead that was for a while back was plus 2nd plus lead is now only less than 2 tenths. James Qualls is right now behind. John Dawson, Ryan Cooper, Keon Shaw looking for win number 4 in the season. Dunham will lead another lap, but it may be his last for a little while. And here comes John Dawson. Ryan Cooper. Keon Shaw. Right now your top 10 all less than a second. Josh Osborne's in 11th and he's over a second behind. Everybody here is 7/10 of a second. This could be a 10-way dance. Ryan Cooper's going to lead a lap now. Cooper will take that one. You want to even go more technical? Josh Osborne has just closed the gap to 6/10 of a second. 7/10 of a second behind the leader. Stephanie Naylor. Now Liam Campbell starting to move up. Now Dunham goes to the back of the pack as Josh Osborne starts to move up. Liam Campbell now leads, but here comes Alexander Dawson. Stephanie Naylor right behind, going into the 3rd spot. Couple long overdue racers. Liam and Stephanie. Alexander Dawson won, but finished 2nd in the points when the season came to a close. But Naylor's got the lead, battling it out with Alexander Dawson. Zach Carlson, another long overdue winner, coming. Josh Osborne, another long overdue winner, coming. Trent Dunham, the rookie, trying to stay in the hunt. Stephanie Naylor's going to lead this lap, though. Still got over about a dozen laps left. James Qualls starting to make a move up. But Zach Carlson's going to battle it out with Stephanie down the back straightaway. Here's that lap traffic again. Up, he banged him a little bit in the back. That was a little tricky over there. He gave a little bit of a touch there saying, hey, letting him know he was there. And that really made a difference. Stephanie Naylor got around him on the outside. And now James Qualls is going to make a move. But he gave a little bit of a hello touch to Skylar Harris. Zach Carlson, and actually costed him the lead. And now, tough break for Josh Osborne, Ryan Cooper, and Trent Dunham. They all got pinned behind that lap traffic. That is Skylar Harris. Now we're going to watch what happens with him, because it could be troublesome. We saw in Talladega Season 1, lap traffic made or broke a race, was the make or break for certain drivers. And so far good. Josh Osborne, Alex Filter. Leaders now is still Stephanie Naylor, James Qualls 2nd, John Acosta 3rd, Zach Carlson drops back. It is John Dawson and Alexander Dawson rounding up the top 5. Stephanie Naylor leads. 10 laps to go. Anybody's race. James Qualls, no room. John Acosta now makes a move on the inside of James. He'll take the number 2 spot. It looked to me that Alexander Dawson went extremely high over there, and it costed him a couple spots. As he now goes in it with Zach Carlson. And it's still Stephanie Naylor leading, but here comes John Acosta trying to battle with James Qualls. Liam Campbell moving up too. Stephanie leads another lap. That is 8. Actually, that's 9 laps to go now. Liam Campbell trying to make a 3-wide battle for the number 2 spot with James Qualls and John Acosta. Acosta now coming up. Here comes Colin Cropley starting to pin him up in there. Colin, who won at Las Vegas, got his biggest, probably the big news of the year, kind of like the Bob Vandergriff of the Sunoco Cup Series, goes to Colin Cropley. Stephanie Naylor is now still holding on to a lead. Liam Campbell 2nd. John Acosta Alexander Dawson now trying to pass Colin for the number 4 spot. Battle for second going on. Here comes Liam. Liam is getting passed by John Acosta on the inside. Cropley in 4th. Alexander Dawson, Zach Carlson, Keon Shaw. Zach Carlson right there. You got Skyland Carlson starting to move up too. Collins moves right up into the number 2 spot right behind John Acosta. Here comes Colin with the help of Alexander Dawson down on the inside. Colin's going to take a challenge. Oh, really? No. Alexander Dawson's going to make a challenge, trying to take the number 2 spot from Colin, using the draft for a bait and switch there for apparently. And 6 laps to go for Stephanie Naylor all the while. Can Stephanie hold off the field? It's still anybody's race. Do not pencil in the word Stephanie Naylor in your victory column. Keon Shaw is looking for win number 4. Skyland Carlson is looking for that get healthy day. Liam Campbell's looking for his first win. James Qualls is looking for a get healthy day. Zach Carlson's looking for his first win. Do not pencil anything out. Alexander Dawson's looking to get back into prominence. 5 to go. Keon Shaw, who has had a dominant car this season, is making a move now. Going to the number 2 spot like a bat at a you-know-what. Going to the inside of Stephanie Naylor. Here comes that lap traffic again. Would it play factor for Keon Shaw or Stephanie Naylor? It does play a factor for Stephanie Naylor. Keon Shaw got stuck for a second, and Stephanie, just like that, takes the number 1 spot away. Lucky break. Right now, Stephanie Naylor is going to be thanking Skylar Harris for playing such a factor in keeping her lead intact. And when you think that she's going to lose the lead, she gets it back because of Skylar Harris's lap traffic. Nick Baxter all of a sudden starting to move up the field. He actually moved up into the top 10. Here comes Kathy Kentara, another piece of lap traffic for Stephanie Naylor and the field. Keon Shaw starting to move up too. Could be interesting what could happen here. Who's going to use this to their factor? This time by, it will be 2 laps to go. This time Keon Shaw uses the draft as well. But this time, unlike Skylar Harris, it will not help much longer Stephanie Naylor. 2 laps to go. Keon Shaw is going to take the lap. Now, with 2 to go, here comes Eric Matthews, Colin Cropley, Nick Baxter now in there. Dylan Ruiz, our winner at Bristol. Oh, they touch it a little bit there. Nick Baxter, Alexander Dawson, and Dylan Ruiz all made some contact there, but fortunately nothing happened bad. But there's going to be the white flag for Keon Shaw, looking for win number 4. 1 lap to go. Colin Cropley challenging Stephanie Naylor to go for the number 2 spot. Colin's looking for win number 2. Keon's going to go on his way to win number 4 with 2 more left-hand turns. Stephanie trying to hold off Colin Cropley, but it's going to be win number 4. What a season for the 87. Keon Shaw's going to win, and we saw some smoke. I don't know what happened there. Stephanie Naylor will get second. And in a close third, just getting nosed out, Eric Matthews will nose out Colin Cropley. Then it will be Dylan Ruiz, Liam Campbell, Levi Shones, John Acosta, Conan Breton, and Nick Baxter, your top 10. Then it will be Alexander Dawson, Ray Castor, Josh Osborne, Justin Acosta, Zach Carlson, Ryan Cooper, Trent Dunham, Jonathan Gators, Trey Campbell, Johnny Gardner, Chantel Ibarra, Dylan Hughes, Dylan Poteet, James Qualls, Faith Johnson, Bob Marshall, Keith Batson, Dylan Kilburn, Tim Fiegel, Fred Christopher, Sasha Dawson, Austin Hughes, Skyland Carlson, who was looking good for a while, Jennifer Hughes, John Dawson, who was looking good for a while, Alex Filter, Daniel Schwab, Michael Dawson, Tim Walsh, Kathy Kentara lap down, and Skylar Harris 3 laps down, and of course our only DNF being Joseph Lombard here after a great race. You talk about the second and third. Eric Matthews held off Colin Cropley by thousandths of a second, but Keon Shaw wins another victory and has been dominant, the story of the year. Looking at the points, after 7, Keon Shaw 4 wins, 100 points plus over Zach Carlson. Eric Matthews is in second. Stephanie Dillon with that second place finish goes up to 4th behind Eric Matthews. Then Liam Campbell, Connor Breton, Ray Castor, Colin Cropley, Dylan Ruiz, and Dylan Kilburn round out the top 10. Then it's Chantel Ibarra, Levi Shones, Dylan Potee, Trent Dunham, Trey Campbell, Keith Batson, Kathy Cantara, John Acosta, Josh Osborne, Jennifer Hughes, Alexander Dawson, and James Qualls. Then it's Sasha Dawson, Nick Baxter, Daniel Schwab, Tim Walsh, Tim Fiegel, Alex Filter, Jonathan Gators, Faith Johnson, Bob Marshall, Joseph Lombard, John Dawson, Austin Hughes, Ryan Cooper, Skyland Carlson, Justin Acosta, Dylan Hughes, Fred Christopher, Johnny Gardner, Skylar Harris, and Michael Dawson will round out the field. Next race for the Sunoco Cup Series, the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. It's time to go fast.